I just spent $3,000 of my own money on a test that's going to make you rethink everything you know about American pickups. And look, Ford called me. Literally. I won't say what they said, but there's a lawyer involved now. From what you're about to see in the next 9 minutes, you'll understand why. I bought two identical trucks on paper, 2018 Silverado LTZ and 2018 F-150 Lariat. Same mileage, same price, same V8 engine. Took both and subjected them to the worst tests a pickup can face. And before Ford makes this video disappear, yes, this is real. Hit that subscribe button right now, because if you miss this information, it could cost you $15,000 difference on your next purchase. I'm going to show you something no internet review will tell you because, well, they don't want to lose sponsorships. Me, I have no sponsorships. I just have the truth. You know that feeling of buying a new pickup? Feeling like you got scammed 6 months later, but can't go back because you already lost 10 grand in depreciation? Yeah, this video exists exactly so you never go through that. Because I'm going to show you which of these two lies about real-world towing capacity, which one starts falling apart before 100,000 miles, and which one really handles 20 years of heavy work without making you cry at the shop. So stick with me till the end, because the last piece of information about transmission is what nobody talks about and what matters most. We loaded both with 10,000 pounds, right at the limit of what both promise on paper. 28-foot trailer full of construction equipment, and took them up in 8% grade, 15 miles non-stop. The F-150 started confident, 5.0 Coyote engine screaming, initial acceleration even impressive. Then it began. At mile 5, temperature started climbing. At 8, the system pulled power to protect the transmission. At 12, man, it started smelling burnt. The Silverado? Boring, dull, monotonous. The 5.3 didn't even try. Stable temperature, low RPMs, and you know what's scariest? Lower fuel consumption than the Ford. How is this possible? Transmission geometry. The GM 6L80 has longer ratios and a bigger torque converter. Translation works relaxed where the Ford is suffering. But wait, why does Ford sell more then? I'll show you in a bit, but first, I need to tell you what happened in the durability test that literally broke one of them. We took both to a trail I've been using to test heavy equipment for 12 years. Rocks, mud, sand, violent declines. The F-150 has independent front suspension. On paper, that means more comfort. In practice, mile 8 of the trail, metallic noise. Suspension arms started getting loose. Didn't break, but you can feel it. A mechanic told me later this is common after 80,000 miles in off-road use. Cost to replace? $1,800 at the dealership. $900 if you find an independent mechanic and buy aftermarket parts. The Silverado? Solid front axle, 1950s technology. Outdated according to reviews. Result? Zero problems, zero noises, zero play. You know why? Fewer moving parts, fewer joints, fewer things to break. It's basic physics that marketing engineers don't tell you. But there's more. The F-150's differential started leaking oil during the test. Small drops, nothing catastrophic, but it's a start. On the Silverado, dry. And look, I wanted the Ford to win at least one test, really, because then it would be fair, balanced, each with its strong point. But then came the test that changed everything. I got data from real mechanics, not from magazines, not from sponsored websites. Shop floor mechanics who service fleets. Maintenance costs from 0 to 100,000 miles. F-150 5.0 Coyote. Average of $6,800, not counting tires and oil. Main problems? Turbos on EcoBoost versions. 10-speed transmission with jerks. Electrical system with bugs. Silverado 5.3 Vortec, average of $3,400, not counting tires and oil. You seen this? Half the cost.
Oh, but Ford has more advanced technology. It has to cost more. You know what advanced technology in a pickup is? Marketing. Pickups were made to work, not to have a 15-inch touchscreen that freezes when it gets hot. And there's more. Resale value. 2018 Silverado with 100K miles, $25,000 to $28,000. 2018 F-150 with 100K miles, $22,000 to $26,000. Why the difference? Durability reputation. The market already knows, only the consumer still believes advertising. But wait, there's still the test that Ford really doesn't want you to see.
This one's brutal, and it's what separates those who understand pickups from those who just drive them. Neutral towing test. Go up a ramp, stop in the middle, and try to take off in first gear with maximum load 10 times in a row. Is it torture? Yes. Does any owner do this? No. But it reveals the real internal construction of the transmission. F-150 with 10-speed. Attempts 1 through 4, okay, made it. Attempts 5 through 7 started hesitating, slipping. Attempt 8, burning smell. Attempt 9 refused to engage and went into protection mode. Attempt 10 didn't even try. Oil temperature was already critical. Silverado with 6L80. All 10 attempts. Boring. Brutal. No drama. Temperature went up, but far from critical. You know what this means? When you need to pull your boat out of a wet ramp or get out of mud with a trailer, the Silverado will get out. The Ford? Maybe. And this isn't theory. I have 3 friends with F-150s who've already gotten stuck in situations like this. Transmission went into protection and locked in neutral. Cost of the tow? $200. Cost of embarrassment? Priceless. But why does Ford sell more then? I'll tell you now. Marketing. Simple as that. Ford spends $2.3 billion per year on advertising. GM? Less than half. You see F-150 commercials at every football game, every NASCAR break, every car magazine. They buy the narrative of America's best-selling pickup for 47 years. And it works, because humans don't buy with logic, they buy with emotion. But you know who doesn't care about commercials? Fleet owners. Companies that buy 100 pickups at a time. Farmers who need the thing to work. And guess what? 73% of commercial fleets in the US use Silverado or Ram, not F-150. Why? Because when it's company money, you don't buy advertising, you buy durability. But there's a catch. Look, I need to be fair here. The F-150 has 3 things that are better. Interior comfort, softer seats, less road noise. Technology, bigger screens, more features, and faster resale. Because everyone wants it, sells easier, even if for less money. So, if you want a pickup to go to the office, pick up the kids from school, and look like you work, F-150 is better. But if you want a pickup to really work, tow for 20 years without drama, and sleep peacefully knowing it won't leave you stranded, the choice is obvious. So, do you have one of these too? Share your experience in the comments. I want to know if it matches my tests. And if this video saved you from a $30,000 mistake, hit that like button. It helps us keep doing real tests. No sponsorships, just the truth. Next week, Ram 1500 enters the fight, and the result will surprise you even more. Subscribe and turn on notifications because the industry doesn't want you to see this. See you next time, and remember, don't buy advertising. Buy durability.